back on the Mana Symbol channel, and we're playing a little bit of black-green Yawgmoth combo. The date is, in fact, the 2nd of, what the hell is it, July? June. Time has no meaning. Anyway, it's the 2nd of June, and Modern Horizons 2 is, in fact, live. I have a bunch of fun brews, awesome stuff that is going to be coming up in the next couple days, but cards are not widely available, and I have not gone through the due diligence to acquire them. So I apologize for anyone who's just only excited for the newest and the freshest of cards. You will have to go elsewhere for now. But I figured I should play this deck. Brian Madden of the Serum Visions podcast has been interested in this. He has it in paper, and he's sort of highly talked about it, so I'm interested to finally try out this creature-based combo. So what are we doing here? So Yawgmoth Thran Physician, showing up here in its original printing instead of the Time Spiral remastered old frame, which, you know, obviously would be my preference. Is 2 black for a 2/4 protection from humans, legendary human cleric. Is a very important story character, of course, becomes the sort of god of Phyrexia. But in his younger years, he was a handsome human cleric, and apparently had protection from humans. He also has an ability that says, pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, put a -1/-1 counter on up to 1 target creature, and draw a card. He also has an ability for black, discard a card, proliferate. This doesn't usually get used. Mainly that second ability, pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, put a -1/-1 counter on up to 1 target creature, and draw a card. So that's what we're here for. And what we're going to do is combo that with the cards Young Wolf, Strangleroot Geist, and Geralf's Messenger. All 3 of these cards have the Undying mechanic, which says when this creature dies, if it had a -1/-1 counter on it, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a -1/-1 counter on it. If we have 2 of any of those 3 creatures, we can sacrifice 1 to put a -1/-1 counter on the other. The creature that has just died will come back with a +1/+1 counter. We then sacrifice the other to put a -1/-1 counter on the first, which will remove the +1/+1 counter it just came back with. Now, that doesn't work perfectly with Young Wolf and Strangleroot Geist. We have to figure out a way to kick off the combo with those ones, but generally speaking, that's the plan, is we get 2 Undying creatures and Yawgmoth, and then we can, for each point of life we spend, we'll draw a card. With Geralf's Messenger in particular, each time we do this, target opponent is going to lose 2 life. So depending on if you have 2 Geralf's Messengers or 1 Geralf's Messenger, you're either playing 2 life to have your opponent lose 2 life, or 1 life to have your opponent lose 2 life. So that's a pretty easy way to get a kill. We've also got Blood Artist in here in 1 copy. This is 1 and a black for an 0/1. Whenever this or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. So obviously that makes Yawgmoth kill fairly easily with the combo as described. We've got 1 Hapatra, Vizier of Poisons. This, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, we can put a -1/-1 counter on target creature, but whenever we put a -1/-1 counter on any creature, we create a 1/1 green snake token with Death Touch. This means with Yawgmoth, sort of goes nuts where you put a -1/-1 counter on something by sacrificing a creature, and then you get a 1/1 snake, and then you sack the snake, and you put a -1/-1 counter on a creature, you get a new snake. So that's just a loop sort of between those 2 cards. And the reason we're playing 1-ofs on these and also such an intense sort of creature-oriented package is because we're playing 8 tutors. So we've got 4 Chord of Calling, 4 Eldritch Evolution that helps us find our bits and pieces. Wall of Roots is a fantastic synergy card with Chord of Calling in general. We've got Birds of Paradise. We've got 1 Noble Hierarch, 1 Gilded Goose. I think this is just sort of to pad out the number of ramp creatures we can play on 1. Although we do also have Essence Warden. This is the Green Soul Warden. It says whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. And this is also helps us combo out with Yawgmoth and the creatures that we have. So that's the main deck plan. There are a bunch of Silver Bullet toolbox creatures out of the sideboard that we can and will be playing. I'm not going to go into all of them. We got some Fatal Pushes, we got Thoughtseize, Ashiok, we got a Kozilek in there, which theoretically we could get into play, but mostly is there to hose things like Mill. So I don't know exactly why, but I certainly I wouldn't say I made a point of not playing this deck, but I have not actually registered this deck up for a modern league yet. So I'm excited to see what's going on in this format with these new cards. The trophy count is not going to get reset until it looks like the 7th. So that is Monday, which is strange. Dr. Yawgmoth? I don't think he ever was a doctor, Roy. I think he showed up to Thran. I think the fall of the Thran has to do with Yawgmoth. I think Yawgmoth probably showed up and was just like, "Here, take this serum." And people went, "Oh, thanks, doctor." And he goes, "Oh, I'm not a doctor." All right, the Magic Crunch. Great name. Magic Crunch takes a mulligan. I think I will do so as well. We do have a ramp card, but nothing with which to play. Oh, this deck would definitely play Noble Hierarch if I thought I had access to that. Oof, looks like we're going to 5 here. Consider building this one time. Yeah, I mean it's a very neat little creature combo deck if that's something that you're into. So I think we ditch Khalni Garden and Yawgmoth. No, we're gonna ditch Khalni Garden and Forest because I need triple black for Geralf's Messenger anyway. So and Yawgmoth is just such a powerful card in this deck. I'm just hoping we'll get that. So we are playing into a field of Counterspell and all sorts of new Modern Horizons 2 cards. Yawgmoth was a doctor, but the little known fact is that he isn't an MD. His doctorate is in arts history. Wouldn't that just be the justice? So Scalding Tarn into Birds of Paradise. I know Shardless Agent has been popping off a little bit. So was it July 7th Blitz? I didn't read the details. Is this the one Autumn Burchett spiked that tournament with a few years back, maybe last year or so? It's definitely a deck that Tom the Boss Ross plays a lot, so I have no idea. I don't know if Autumn Burchett has ever played this deck. I don't know. Alright, so we get one Geralf's Messenger this turn. If we draw land, we could play Yawgmoth. If we don't draw land, we can play the Eldritch Evolution on our mana creature. Although I don't really want to do that yet, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure, Luke, about if Autumn ever played this deck. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's right up their alley. Noble Hierarch. Starting a riot. Birds. Also starting a riot. Blue. Black. Corridor Monitor. Untaps a creature. No, gets +1/+1 counter. Oh, got the counter from the... Yeah, okay. Interesting. Well, I don't know what my opponent's up to, but color me intrigued. Yeah. I could sack the Messenger to get a Yawgmoth out of my deck. And then start killing some of their mana dorks here. Seems appealing. They're on the Simic Pod thing. Is that Vannifar? Okay. So if I think they didn't have enough mana this turn to Vannifar, but how many of their mana creatures could I kill this turn if I really tried my hardest? 2? But then I could kill another 2 next turn. That would be good enough if they don't draw land. The thing is, if they get a Vannifar, I think I'm just dead. So I'm pretty sure what I have to do is go Eldritch Evolution, Oh, I probably could have gotten an attack here first. And with this deck, usually getting your attacks in is a pretty big deal. I do have a land drop available this turn, so this will be interesting. So we get Yawgmoth. I think the first thing I'm going to do is sack birds, put a counter on the messenger. Oh, hold on. Okay. Sack a creature. Target the Geralf's messenger. Sack the birds. There we go. Okay. Now we sack the Geralf's messenger. Target. Oops. Hold on. Keep doing this wrong. Okay. Target the creature first. Target birds. Sack the messenger. Undying trigger. Yield to that. Alright. Pay attention to your Moto interface, people. Dryad Arbor. Should have saved the land drop. Yeah, okay. Target the birds. Sack the messenger. So this time we lose the messenger for real. Yawgmoth is an insane draw. Busto. The meme police are inside of my head. The meme police get inside of my bed. The meme police, they're coming for you. Oh no. Alright. So so this is the thing that this deck can do. It is not fun for creature decks, let me tell you. And the concession. No surprise. All right, so Prime Speaker Vannifar with Rhythm of the Wild. I'm sure we're going to see some new cards out of them at some point, because I would assume there's a reason that they want to play that deck right now. But let's get Plague Engineer in here. Revoker sounds really good. Abrupt Decay seems fine, and some Fatal Pushes seem okay. I feel like we might be over sideboarding here, but let's find out as we go through. So Hapatra, obviously excellent. Maybe Essence Warden and Blood Artist are not so necessary, and even Gilded Goose, because we're just going to like slow them down on their early game a little bit. Yes, that is correct, Roy. Yeah. Can't put counters on itself, but you can choose no target, which is pretty obviously... Doesn't Revoker let mana abilities go through? The Revoker is coming in to name Prime Speaker Vannifar, right? If I'm not insane. I'm not bringing in the Revoker to mess with their mana creatures. I'm bringing it in to just shut down their final combo piece. Filing, okay. So I assume that's good enough. Rankle seems poor. And then I don't know, one Abrupt Decay is a bit silly. Ashiok, Plague Engineer, Phyrexian Revoker all seem insane, so I don't know. Let's get the Hierarch out. See, they're also on Olive Roots. That's fine. So we just go... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to play. Oops. Alright. Geralf's Messenger. In defense mode. I mean, whatever. You know what I mean. And then this turn I could Chord for 2 or just evolution the messenger into Yawgmoth again. We'll see if they play any creatures that would be vulnerable to such. I would assume they cut a bunch of their mana dorks after that game 1. Oh, Chord for 2 though gets me the... Yeah. So this is Vannifar, we just shut them down here. Glen Elendra Archmage. Well, that's not nice. That's not very nice at all, opponent. I don't appreciate that. This does not spark joy. Gee, I wonder if that's inconvenient for me at all. Although I can go for it now though, so let's do that. The question is, am I supposed to shut down the Archmage or am I supposed to shut down Vannifar? I only have the one Revoker, so I'm assuming I'm just supposed to shut down Vannifar. I suppose I could have gotten Yawgmoth with the sort of same situation as before. I mean, I guess I could shut down the Archmage now. If I shut down the Archmage, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 next turn, which means I could get the Yawgmoth, or I could Eldritch Evolution into Yawgmoth and Chord of Calling for probably 2. And the Chord of Calling for what, 1 or 2 would get me, if I could get it for 2, Hapatra. I'm really tempted to shut down this Glen Elendra Archmage just because of what my hand is. I'm gonna do that. Just contextually, this seems correct. Roy, have you been through the MH2 spoiler recently? And if so, are you particularly interested in any new cards, or are you keeping your hands clean by and large? Well, let's see if we can't get a push. You're checking it out right now? Well, let me know if there's anything you're interested in. I'd love to know. I think they're playing Imperial Recruiter. Since it's a reprint, it's probably easy for them to get their hands on. Agreed. So, yeah. So there's like, I don't know, 40 cards in this set that are reprints rather than new printings. That's 40 seems about right. Anywho. So they're going to Chord. There are 0 hippo cards, Roy. Much like Modern Horizons 1, there have been some archetypes that have been missed entirely. So they get the Vannifar, and then they could combo. Okay. So do I have a way to reset? No. That's hippostress. That's hippostress. Well, I can Chord for 2, which gets me nothing particularly useful. I can't flicker my Revoker. Can't do anything about their wall roots. Yeah, I mean, I think Braids is largely unplayable in Modern. People will play it, but I don't think it can be, you know, successful, for lack of a better word. But, geez. All right. Well, we're probably just dead here because I misplayed out of greed. Yeah. So they sack the birds for Corridor Monitor. I should have corded for... No, I can't get Plague Engineer. I'm 1 short. Plague Engineer was one thing I was thinking of. But I think Wall of Roots goes off anyway, so I don't really think it matters. So let's see what they're actually planning on winning with. We should be dead here, because I made a mistake. Greedy mistake. Okay. So I can get Scavenging Ooze, or did I bring it in? Is it only sideboard? I didn't bring in the Scavenging Ooze. So for game 3, I can bring in Scavenging Ooze, which potentially... I can only... Oh, I could have corded for 3. It doesn't matter. They could sack the Wall of Roots anyway, I think. Sorry, you're right. I'm not one short. I can cord for 3. If it becomes relevant, we'll see. If they're gonna try to kill me with infinite Felidar Guardians, it might be. We'll see what their method of death is. Also Pester Mites. Yeah, okay. They sack the Archmage. Is this Kiki Jiki? I would assume. Yeah. Then they clone the Corridor Monitor. Okay, so they're gonna go for infinite Corridor Monitors. So we beat this with Plague Engineer. So I'm not gonna be an asshole at all by making them combo out. And specifically, it matters that we don't do this before combat to show them that what we're doing, because I don't want them to know what they're dealing with before they get to the quote-unquote point of no return with it. So there are situations in which this would be a dick move, making them actually combo out, but I'm not actually dead to this, so it's not. It just kind of looks like it is, but it's not. But it could be, but it's not. Anyway, Roy, the card I'm most interested in at the moment is Academy Manufacturer. I think there's a bunch of crazy decks that will be built out of that, which are going to be really fun. Also, I was highlighted. Someone brought it up. Bean 395 got me hooked up on how insane All That Glitters. Well, no. I mean, I always want fetch lands reprinted. I would like fetch lands to be reprinted next set, by the way. And then also the one after that. And then the one after that, too. But no. Is it All That Glitters? Glittering Wishes? What the hell's the name of the card? Strike It Rich. So Strike It Rich is crazy with Song of Creation. Soul Talisman. Pipe down, Jiggy. Soul Talisman's unplayable. You can write that on my gravestone. Soul Talisman's unplayable. You know the funny thing would have been if I had fetched up an Essence Warden here? Like... If you're gonna play it, it's gotta be in a Karn deck? Why? Because the best way to use the mana is with Karn? Is that what you're saying? So you can animate it into a 0/0? I don't know. Null cost permanence? I mean, I'm not... I mean... There's some charm to Asmore and Omar Decadice a Kuldakar. Like, she's got a bunch of stuff going on, but like 2 extra mana on turn 4 is kind of medium. Yeah, exactly. You could do that on turn 2. There are decks that do that on turn 2. Like, that's like the greatest strength of Ponza. The green-red mid-range deck, that's their whole shtick, is exploiting that. So I don't know, man. These have a creature type, right? Okay, good. Construct. Everything has a creature type nowadays. I just needed to make sure. I was like, oh, they're finally going to combat. Bring on the pain, nerd. No, just right click attack all, and then pull back the ones you don't want to attack with. It's fine. Don't attack with your Kiki Jiki. I will kill him. I will kill him. I will kill your Kiki Jiki. I'm gonna do it. Okay. Well, opponent seems new to doing their thing, but that's okay because I feel even less guilty than I did before because I'm giving them practice. Whee! Oh, yeah. Well, they don't die, so in theory, if they have removal, then I get hosed here. It seems like they've F6'd, so I think I'm okay. Oh, we definitely got new toys for Urza Ngutoferenja, and I am super excited. I don't have any Braids decks, but I would be happy to access... They conceded. I would be happy to accept any deck lists you want to send in that have Braids in it. I would definitely be interested in seeing what you've come up with. Hey, thanks for the follow there, Zig Infamous. Yo, we got any deck lists in chat? Any listers? Anyone who's like a little bit tilted? Like a ship? Hold on, I'm getting water. Judge, my judge is trying to submit deck list. Starting point for solitary confinement combo. Well, so yeah, I did start building that deck, and I sort of was building it with Mordekaiser. I don't think I want to play Gifts Ungiven at all. This is way too many blue cards. But I do think we'll probably be playing 4X Blood Moon. Ooh, X-Whale. Yeah, I'll keep this. Seems alright. The tracker on screen is off. What? Oh, yes, it is. I guess I'll just turn it off because you are correct. It probably got broken with the patch. Cavern of Souls. Merfolk? Warrior. Warrior. Oh. It's just some kind of... Okay. Have you stopped, lag? You've stopped. Oh, I meant to play the Twilight Mire. Well, it's probably okay. Yeah. Probably on Titania? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh. Well, alrighty then. So, I guess I'm playing Strangleroot plus Hapatra this turn. And then next turn I just wipe out their creatures in perpetuity? Okay. See? I guess. Strangleroot Geist. Kill him. Kill him now. Ah! No, it didn't. I clicked on freaking Moto. Alright. Let's be more careful tonight. Seems like the client is really buggy. I don't know if it's just my end or if this is in general, but... Check the tape! I clicked! Uh-oh. So do I think they're playing Path to Exile? I guess I'm about to find out. I mean, even if they are... Is this still not a mana ability? Holy shit. You gotta be freaking kidding me. GG! I have killed you, opponent. Not actually, but it's gonna be a real massacre. So if they do have a path, they can path my Hapatra in response to this. Ghost Quarter, their flag. Oh, they're going to make their Reclaimer big? Yeah. Okay. Unless... They're playing Valakut too? Holy shit. Wait. Yeah. They can fetch the Valakut now. Oh, but... Yeah, it should... No, it won't trigger. Okay. I wasn't wrong about the number of lands they end up with. Huh. I don't know how I did my math so wrong there. I was expecting them to end up with 2. Whatever. So, target this. Sack this. Yield. 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 I think I can W-click Yawgmoth, because Yawgmoth doesn't have a mana ability. Nope. No, I cannot. Alright. You're so clever, opponent. Look at you go. Okay. So they got a Valakut. I have a land drop? Holy crap. Oh, right, because I was planning on using the Reclaimer, or the Arbor at some point. I mean, sorry, Roy. That card. I was planning on using that card. So I can put a -1/-1 counter on a creature with Hapatra and get another snake. I don't really care. So I'll just not. What? You may? Okay, we target. Okay. No. Okay. And then play Catacombs, Forest, play Gilded Goose, just in case I need to gain life next turn. Because it is very possible my life total will get real low real quick at this point. Let's just ditch Peatland. And I don't think I need a Birds of Paradise. Backup Yawgmoth is fine. So yeah. I mean, even when this deck doesn't like go full-on deterministic, it's freaking ridiculous what you can do. So Titania is a 5/3, which is not the best stat line against Abundant Harvest. Interesting. For the Windswept Heath. So if they have a Dryad of the Elysian Grove, they will get 1 bolt here, which theoretically will kill my Hapatra and disrupt my combo. So I can attempt to kill this in response. They should fetch in response and then I'm gonna have to sack another creature and then lose 4 life to kill the Dryad. I believe the best thing for them to do is fetch. No, I can still foil them, right? Yeah, I can just beat them. It doesn't matter. Huh. Okay, so they don't get to kill Hapatra here. I just use my Gilded Goose as fodder. Or the Wall of Roots. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so they can't stick creatures anymore, and we win. I mean, in theory, they could try to play through, but I'm just going to kill them on untap. I have double Eldritch Evolution available, so. Hi, Brian. I'm finally playing the deck, and we're in the new format, but I'm playing old cards, because I don't have clout. I mean, Abundant Harvest I could probably get my hands on, but I don't have a deck list for that yet, so. But starting tomorrow, we'll try to be playing with new cards. Also, I'm going to put out the song and the music video and that whole nonsense. All right, Ashiok seems good. Sage seems good. Abrupt Decay seems fine. Same with Fatal Push. So largely similar. Sure, but I just you know, to be perfectly honest, I probably had enough pull to get some of the cards I wanted, but I just didn't care enough to do it. So I don't like I don't even know where to start with that crap, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where I was like, I don't know. I don't feel motivated enough to go out there and try to be like, on the first day I have to have all the cards. Nobody's going to be paying attention to content on Friday if they could have been watching it on Wednesday. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure in some ways it's worth it, but, you know, I've got all you wonderful people here, whoever you are, so thank you for joining me. We could play Vindicate in the upcoming League of Niv 2 Light. Because Vindicate is an old card, so that should be easy enough to get a hand on, but I don't know. It doesn't seem better than Kaya's Guile necessarily, and like it's certainly not the same card as Prismari Command, so it just doesn't actually fit like 1-for-1 into a deck like that. So no, and it's one of those things that like the more I've been content creating and stuff, the more I find the way it's released is really dumb. Like they shouldn't put the stuff into the boosters until the boosters. Did you tell him none? Obviously, Basura. Please just tell him none because I don't have access. Like just tell them none because I really Grist and the new green Urborg. Can you just tell them I don't have any and I'm just playing an old list? I want to hear the reaction to that better than anything else. Yeah, I'm gonna ship that. Yawgmoth's Grist and Ignoble. I mean, Ignoble just feels like a straight upgrade, right? So, like that's obvious. New Urborg is a big maybe. I mean, yeah, it just depends, right? On the specific way you're trying to. Don't tell him the deck list. Just say I don't have any new cards. Just that's not telling him the deck list, right? It's just telling him I don't have any new cards. Like tell him that I told you to tell him that I'm not playing any new cards. I don't have them. I don't got them. I don't know what to tell you. I also boarded in Ashiok, and in my first mulligan, it was in my hand, and in this mulligan, it's in my hand. Seems good. Blast Zone. All right. Dryad. Oh. Oh, Knight. Cute. So if they do get any lands in their graveyard. Oh no. Thank you. That is very respectful of you. And I'm not chastising you for your choice. That is a very good, respectful choice, and people should follow from and learn your example. But just go ahead and tell. I got nothing. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna go beating up on people all night long with no new cards. Who needs them? I do what was that card I just got? A Blood Artist. That was Blood Artist. Blood Artist and Yawgmoth. So set up for some attrition. Yawgmoth, if it goes to the graveyard, they will likely exile it with Relic, and by likely I mean they will. Still probably blocking Knight here just to absorb some loyalty damage to Ashiok. I would prefer Ashiok stays robust. It sucks that I have 0 other cards in my graveyard, so they just get to activate Relic here. They don't have to sack the Relic to do this. Target player, really? Save targets. Yield. Alright, cool. Brat. Jeez. More creatures than I thought they would have. Makes sense, though. Core. So I'm guessing they have Skyclave Apparition. It's a bit of a shame that I haven't that I didn't hit anything that sorry, what am I trying to say? Nope, thought's gone. I mean, I probably would be. Grist would be very cool in this deck. I can get it right now and destroy their Dryad of the Elysian Groves, or their Knight of the Reliquary, or their Elvish Reclaimer. Although it wouldn't be particularly useful to do that, but I could. So what can I get here? So I sideboarded. I did not bring in the Plague Engineer this time. I'm sure of that. I can get a 3. Didn't really help me much. It's the Relic's gone, but can go block, and get Hapatra, and hope that I draw not Eldritch Evolution. I guess I want to leave the Blood Artist in play. I don't really want to lose any of my mana creatures, though. So I guess I'll just lose Dryad Arbor. Let's go block. And then Chord. Shame I didn't bring in the Plague Engineer. Chord of Calling. This is a knight, right? Okay. So naming warrior and Plague Engineer wouldn't have even really helped me. Oh, well, I can Rec Sage their Dryad. Not bad. It's actually probably the best thing I can do. Sure. All right. Pew! I knew I brought that in for that reason, but I forgot that I did it because I did not expect myself to be that smart. But there you go. Ah, rats. Yeah. Was saving the bird was the point. I mean, like, so getting the Hapatra there was such a gamble. Yeah, we were gonna draw a land, right, and just not have anything to do. So, and they have another relic. Wonderful. Yeah, Grist actually would have been great anywhere along here, but not to be. Oh, they still have that Blast Zone on one. But I guess they want to save their Reclaimer if they can. Path my Sage. Okie doke. Goes to combat. Alright. Alright. Oh, we killed the Dryad. Then there was a new Dryad. Because of course there was. There would never not be a new Dryad. Bog me. Yeah. Alright. Oh, awesome. Twilight Mire. Excellent. Yeah, I think I'm just good to be done here. I don't really care. No, no. No, Roy, it's fine. This is a premature concession. I just don't care. This is fine. Yeah, we weren't getting there with this. It was too little, too late. I think I'm pretty happy with the sideboarding. But I do want the Plague Engineer. That's probably it, though. Zoned and out? What's your split card idea, Roy? Too little and too late. Oh, geez. I don't think you keep that. Jeez, this hand sucks. All right, going to 5. Opponent kept their 7. That's a yikes. This is a good 5. It's a good damn 5. Just not sure what I'm supposed to put away here. I feel like it's one of the lands. Oh no, let's keep the Catacombs because I probably want to have Revolt if they don't have a Reclaimer. They had a Reclaimer both other games, so Valakut. Okay. Just bet shock here. I'm not worried about it. You know, Roy, as much as you don't like Arbor in... Sorry, what? Okay, then. As much as you don't like Arbor in... Jeez. Infect. I feel like it has a lot of more value in decks like this, where like all of a sudden your fetch land drop can be a creature that kicks off your Yawg. Like, that's kind of sexy. Brian! Like, when you're not trying to use it as a creature, you're just using it as a creature-shaped resource. I feel like that's... Brian M. Artificer. No, I know you do, obviously. So, do I want to evolution for something here? I kind of do. I mean, obviously, the best thing to get is a Yawgmoth, and I already have one in my hand. I'm actually probably just supposed to play the Yawgmoth from my hand, although they could just have a path. And that means I need to blow my 1 fetch land. I mean, I don't love it. And if it doesn't really matter what I evolution for, because like they're just gonna have exile based removal at this point. So Yeah, that's my first thought, but then I just don't have the mana to play the Yawgmoth. I think I'm just supposed to play this Yawgmoth and see what happens. It gets ETB value. I mean, you say the word value like that means something in the context of gain or have your opponent lose 2 life, which it realistically doesn't. Yep. G. Kelsifree's opponent. You got me good. On my multi-5, your removal heavy hand is proving excellent. Right. So if we draw like a young wolf here, though, we're back in the game pretty quickly. So, I don't. Jeez. Just nothing but gasoline over there. All right. All right. That works, right? That works just fine. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. We turn the Geist into the Yawgmoth, and then we kill a Reclaimer. Huh. All right. I like it. Hmm. Have we talked about the Infect Errata with the whole Phyrexian thing? I mean, I don't know what you mean about Infect Errata, but I do know that the Phyrexian creature type has been added to a broad swath of creatures, which is going to make Plague Engineer devastatingly powerful against the Infect archetype. So I assume that's what you mean. So let's sack Wall of Roots to remove the counter on Strangleroot Geist. Oops, that's not how you do that. So target this, sack this. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, no, it's not! Ah, I'm so bad at this game. Whatever. Well. Actually, yeah. Oh, no, that wouldn't help yet. Whatever. I mean, technically, I don't need to do this, but, like, it's probably better to. Jeez. I mean, it's fine. We didn't hit an untapped land anyway, so that's the land I would have ended up playing. It's fine. It's all good. If they have 2 lands and one of them is a fetch land, no. There's nothing be wrong about Luke. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like Plague Engineer already wrecked Infect decks, right? Like all you needed to do is name human, unless the relevant creature was Inkmoth, and that was a more interesting decision point. Now Plague Engineer just like soundly wrecks Infect, but the truth of the matter is there's not that many people playing Infect. Not that that makes it okay. Jeez, second Valakut. All right, well, maybe we dig it. Wait, what? How did they? Oh, I see. Okay, I see. And they want the Yawgmoth to get exiled. That's fine. Well, that was a touch unfortunate. Okay, opponent, I'm going to need you to have... Could you not... Oh my god. Could you not have pure gasoline one time? It's not... I mean, it depends on how you define errata. As I mentioned, the Phyrexian creature type has now been added to Magic the Gathering. And it is on all the creatures that have Infect in the Infect deck. Oh, I don't even have Revolt. All right. Probably just dead here. Yeah, I mean, it is an errata. It is. It is. A lot of land Zach, they call him. On account he has a lot of lands. Does Tainted Strike now grant a creature type 2? No. No, that would be like a really awkward, strange, insane functional errata. Like adding and subtracting creature types is something they've done repeatedly over the history of Magic, right? Although that would be a cool rider to put on like a lot of different pump effects. Giant Growth grants the creature type giant. It was an octopus, but I played Giant Growth, and so until end of turn, it was a giant octopus. So that'd be pretty cool. No, they haven't done anything like that. But no, but all of the creatures that have Infect are now Phyrexian, which means that, yeah, Plague Engineer just wipes them. But it also means that you can give them tribal benefits. Now, there's not that many playable choose your tribe tribal benefits, but there are some out there. People may choose to use them. Hey, look at this hand. It's like playable and stuff. All right. All right. I F's with this. I'm down. I'm down. I like playable hands. Sometimes. I mean, not according to the last match, but you know. So the Knight of the Reliquary Elvish Reclaimer Dryad deck just gave us the business in game 2 and 3, even though we had reasonably strong hate in game 2. They were just like, I don't know, dorky creatures attack you, shut you down, kill you. But more to the point, than game 3, they just drew double Valakut, so it's like, all right, I get it. Kinks include playable hands. I don't need much, just playable. It's just the bare minimum. All I ask for out of people, chat included, this goes for all of you, all I want is the bare minimum. That's all I need in life. In relationship with keepable hands. It's not a relationship, Brian. It's a very casual thing. It's a kink. It's normcore. I don't want to get into commitments here. Stop on planning to send you ferrets. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for not sending me ferrets. All right. Incoming. Blue? Blue? Oh, are we playing against Upheaval? I hope we're playing against Upheaval. I don't know why that's the first thing that came to mind, but we're definitely going to play some Urza Upheaval, and we're also going to play Rise and Shine with Urza. Oh, yeah, so Roy, Academy Manufacturer. Oh. Shardless Agent for Arbor Elf. You're kind of sad that Upheaval's in Modern. No. The thing to be sad about, Chase, is that we didn't get Dak Faden. The moment Dak Faden got crunched out of being in Modern Horizons 2, my soul died a little. But, you know. Also, hi Chase. I had words. Oh, I've got a really exciting thing coming out tomorrow night at midnight. Are you going to be streaming? You should definitely stream tomorrow, because I got a song request that's going to be a doozy. You should stream tomorrow if you can get Ragavans. Not the Warden! Warden had it coming. She got a good shanking. It's okay. They gotta save something for Modern Horizons 3, I guess. Divas. You want to play with the monkey? Should I open all my chests to try to get you the monkey? I'm not going to. But I would. But I'm not going to. But I would. Prankle? So this is a human, so I have an unblockable attack here. So I can play the wall and the messenger. I just want to gotcha people with Grist and Yawg proliferation. That's Neato Burrito. Yeah. All right. I like that one. Okay. So play Wall of Roots, then play Prankle, then try to attack. The thing I'm worried about some kind of Electro Dominance nonsense here. Can I not undo Wall of Roots? Are you serious? Why is this not a mana ability? Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Now, here. How are you? The rhinos? Yeah, they could have rhinos. Okay. Remand? Petty theft. That's just rude. But acceptable, sure. So I think I'm playing Prankle this turn and just getting this beat in. what if we take a sample of a song and you rap over that sample? I call it song taking. So I don't think I actually want to do anything. I guess having them discard is probably better than... No, I just don't need any of this. Like, my creatures are better than Shardless Agent. I don't really care about that. That's fine. I just don't need any of those things. I don't want them to have more... Like, my hand is pretty much perfect here. I guess I would want more lands, like in a perfect world, but I don't need them at the moment, and I don't want to give them more access to whatever insanity that they're up to. Thanks for the resub there, Mr. Maple Syrup. Hope the world is treating you well. Shardless Agent the Second. Alright, maybe this will be more impressive. Flips. Misty, Snowcovered Forest, Fire Ice, Bloodbraid, Ketria Triome, Foothills, Bloodbraid, finds a Utopia Sprawl. Opponent's cooking with propane over there. They've managed to put 2 Grey Ogres into play. Oh! With Shardless Agent on the stack, they're tapping mana. What? Oh. Nothing happened. Opponent played Shardless Agent. It wasn't very effective. So, I could play double Geralf's Message? No, not quite. Unless I draw land off of Rankle. So let's play 1 messenger with this Wall of Roots. Oops. Nope, opponent, you made a mistake. They exiled Crashing Footfalls? What? Oh my god. Yeah, they have 1 floating out there. So let's trigger this. Each player sacks a creature, and let's have each player draw a card. It didn't go. Whatever, it's fine. I don't care. Oh, I could just sack my messenger, huh? That's fine. That's fine. Do I want to cycle this? Probably. Alright. Just play the Sprawl and Cascade into the Crashing Footfalls. I mean, they're playing the crapshoot version, right? Like, that can't possibly be good. Oh, Academy Manufacturer. It's an artifact creature, Roy. 3rd Shardless Agent. Deck is working seamlessly. Oh, they hit the Footfalls. So as far as we've seen, it's a 4 in 12 shot. Really? And you're satisfied with this hit rate, are you, opponent? Interesting. You like the way you look. I see. I have an 0-3 here. I will block with my 0-3. What do you got? Electro Balance for 0? Sorry, Electro Dominance. Card is unbelievably cool. The turn you play it, if you fetch a Gingerbread Cabin, you can get the triple trigger. If you play the card Strike It Rich, you get the triple. If you... Like, there's just... It's just unreal. Stomp. Yeah, that's fine. Although now I can't cast Yawgmoth unless I draw land. I have an awful combo with that card that makes infinite tokens. Explain. I would like to hear this awful combo of yours. Oh, we did it. Nice. Yeah, we have lethal here. Nice. Love it. All right. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm giving a prank. All right, we gotta actually hit the trigger button properly. I can do this any way I want, though. So, put the trigger. Each player loses 1 life, draws a card, sacks a creature. Sack our messenger. They take 2, they take 1, and it's over. am coming right back out of the graveyard. It's Geralf's Messenger. What Doctor? What a clean kill here. But yeah, so Academy Manufacturer plus Gilded Goose plus Tireless Tracker plus Urza plus, I mean, other things. Lona, the cryptozoologist, and then it works as a Kinnan deck. So blue-green is the first place I'm going to go with it, playing Rise and Shine or Upheaval with Cryptic Command. Maybe the Rise and Shine and the Upheaval aren't necessary, but I feel like if they remove my Urza and or my Constructs and or whatever else that I have, I want like a good out. So Rise and Shine is obviously like the sort of like overrun way to kill them. And it costs 6 mana, but 6 mana is something the deck can definitely do with even without Urza. The deck obviously goes into like turbo overdrive with Urza. You're doing a teamer list. Yeah. I mean, teamer is like one of the first places I would stretch, or Bant, because then you get to play 3-Wind Inspector. Although you can play the crab card, Hard Evidence. Is that right? Okay, so they're playing As Foretold. We know that much. We're not. We don't have a. I don't really have anything that hoses what they're doing. Other than the fact that we hose creatures pretty well. We didn't see anything other than rhinos as a payoff for them. I'm assuming they're playing Ancestral Visions. But like, I just don't really have. So we can bring in Abrupt Decay and Rec Sage and Force of Vigor all to deal with the As Fortolds. They won't stop the first cast, so I guess let's get one Thoughtseize. This sideboard is loose in my brain. It's a lot of weird one-ofs, like the Abrupt Decay and the Thoughtseize and the Force of Vigor, like all of these as one-ofs. Like, I kind of get the way that sideboard comes together is like a vague overlap of stuff, but at the same time, I don't know. It's not my favorite. Cut Essence Warden, keep the Blood Artist, and then get a Geist out of here. I think it's the worst of the Undying creatures. Rankle seemed okay there, so I'm going to keep that. Urza, Academy Manufacturer, Drowned Temple, Zurin Orb, and either Tireless Tracker or Tireless Provisioner makes infinite tokens and infinite life. Drownyard Temple? Oh, I see. Yeah. I see it. That's pretty nuts. That's ludicrous. Drownyard Temple finally has a combo to call its very own. That's cute. I love that. Well, the Urza deck could also be playing Shardless Agent. I don't think it's a great use of your 3 mana. I think more Tireless Trackers, Tireless Provisioners, or Academy Manufacturers are where I'd prefer to be. The 3-drops in the deck are phenomenal for what you're doing, so you really don't need to just like play the crap shot that is Urza. Gosh, I missed Arkham's Astrolabe so much. Brian's blue-red Dice Factory deck was so sweet. All the people had to go and ruin it. I'm looking at some rhinos, opponent. We got some rhino action. So I can play Wall of Roots, Strangleroot this turn, assuming I don't lose my bird. Prismari Command. I did lose my bird. Alright. So I think just Wall of Roots is probably best. No, next turn I could play Wall of Roots Hapatra, so let's just give him the business. Bonk! Yeah. Bloodbraid into... They've got Madcap in the deck now. They got a Crashing Footfalls though. All right, good to know. Okay. Yeah, did you see that yet, Roy? Break the ice. Just in time to wipe out those pesky astrolabes and the snow decks that came with them. Obviously, it doesn't destroy the astrolabe, but just in time to beat up on those pesky astrolabe decks. It's funny. Yeah, it is funny. Yeah, if you overload it, it certainly is. Yeah. Yes, so it does beat up on Thran and it beats up on Thin Ice. But I don't know, like, other than the mono black control deck that I'm assuredly going to play reasonably soon, I don't know how many decks need Thran hate that looks like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's very specific. And all right, so now I don't have a lot of life to work with when I play this Yawgmoth, which is I did not need you to do that. All right, we may be dead here on the draw, so I probably should have just abrupt decayed one of their rhino. Snowhole, yeah, snowhole. Snowhole is the first thing I was gonna call it, and then I was like, I'm not gonna call it that. But yeah, it's Snowhole. We all know it's Snowhole. All right. So it turns out that Bloodbraid Elf into 2/4/4 tramples is pretty good. Who knew? Who knew? They have an upkeep effect? Oh, that's not fun. Another Prismari command? I haven't yet seen a single good reason for them to be playing Prismari command. Ice. I mean, I'm basically dead anyway, but whatever. Yeah, alright, just dead here. Let's go game 3. Yeah. We playing Grist? I am not. You see the stream title, I am playing outdated modern decks. Playing outdated modern decks, because I cannot get a handle on new cards. Cannot get new cards. That is correct, Freed. I would assume it's more than 20. I would 100% assume it's more than 20. Brian is in here today, or he was in a second. He was here a second ago. So he may still be. Do I want Fatal Push now that I have been destroyed by rhinos? Yeah, why not? Can't Thoughtseize the Cascade triggers. Cannot Cascade a Thoughtseize trigger. Maybe that Essence Warden is better than I think it is. Abrupt Decay. Yeah, the Rex Sage. Force of Vigor is... yeah, okay. Let's get rid of the Force of Vigor. I'm not going to normally have 2. Well, I don't know if the opponent is playing the same deck that Spike was playing. It's playing a lot of stuff that makes me think that it isn't the deck that Spike was playing. I don't think Aspiring Spike would build a deck with, like, Arbor Elves and Utopia Sprawls and Shardless Agents. Shardless Agent Bloodbraid Elf? That just doesn't sound like him. Unless he's just, like, turned over a leaf of, like, Goofy. Like, just playing, like, Goofy, like, it's an all-in Teamer Cascade deck, because maybe we gonna get lucky. But, like, building a deck to have, like, a 66% chance to hit, like, just a crappy Mana Dork instead of the Rhinos, that doesn't seem that good to me. Shardless into Crashing Footfalls only. See, that would be what I think what Spike would do, is play Brazen Borrowers and Bonecrusher Giants and not play anything that was 2 or less. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what I would expect him to play, because that is how you properly maximize those cards. And Brazen Borrower and Bonecrusher Giants are more than good enough to keep you alive in most matchups. Played some Jeskai turns in Historic to hit Mythic. And then they reset the ranks. We'll just do it again next month. Yeah, I've heard things about that, but like Modern's popping off so hard, I don't think I'm playing any Arena this month. Brainstorm makes it pretty consistent. No kidding. Dead gone because he didn't have Fury. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was thinking of playing doing a deck with Moderation, with Subtlety, and what is the white evoke creature? Solitude? Yeah, Subtlety and Solitude. Those two. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Subtlety. Yeah. So play four Teferi Time Ravelers and some number of Moderations, and play Solitude and Subtlety, and I don't know where that deck goes from there, but it's a pretty good starting point. So next turn I have Yawgmoth into Chord for 0, which is fun. Yawgmoth plus 1, 2, 3. Oh, Chord for 1, which gets me Essence Warden or Yawgmoth. All right, so we'll see what we need to get. All right, nothing to do here. Unless they finally hit their Cascade card and they cascade into nothing. Yeah. Taking a break from Modern at this exact moment is probably the best possible idea. Nice. Wow. Lucky opponent. Getting the good stuff. But we are not dead. Well, now that's okay. So now 3 mana. 3 mana could get the Yawgmoth. And then 1, 2, okay. That doesn't really help me all that much. It will do next turn. Not so much this turn. So play Khalni Garden, 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Yawgmoth, Chord for 1 to get Essence Warden or Yawgmoth. If I get Yawgmoth, can kill their Shardless agents. I don't know if it's worth doing too much of that this turn. I'll do it that way. First steps. So, oh, I can't Chord here. I don't have enough green creatures. Whoops. All right. Well, this will have to be good enough, I guess. I mean, I'm not dead or anything, but if they have removal, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Right. Damn. Not being able to Chord here is a big deal, though. Yeah, the deck that is something like that is the first thing I've built, although I have less interactive cards. I don't think Sprawl or the Underworld Cookbook are things I want to be playing in that deck list. Bone Crusher. So they can stomp here? That's kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah. Jeez. So sack the plant. So we're gonna kill a shardless agent before. Oh, if I shrink one of the rhinos to 3, then I can block it with Wall of Roots. If I shrink the other one to 3, I can block it with Yawgmoth. Okay, so let's just go target the rhino, select the plant, gain 1. Yield. Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna sack the Blood Artist. There's no way in the world I'm not sacking the Blood Artist, Alex. I was just trying to figure out what I'm doing with 1 or 2 sacrifices, and 2 was the number I wanted to do. Red-green Madness deck with Esmo. Sounds fun. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Essence Warden off the top. That's huge. Okay, good. Low-key made burgers tonight, and they were fire. Well, hopefully you didn't burn yourself. Yeah? Is this what we're doing? Aha. I'm gonna get for 3 for 3. Sure. This is an elf, but I will kill it, and then just bump here and take 3. Alright. High key. Want burger now. Yo. So we just go, oh my god, what a draw. They're so dead. Unless they have... Okay, the way they're yielding says to me they don't have anything, but if they have Force, could be a pain in the ass. I can get Hapatra here, but first... Okay, so let's Chord for 2 for Hapatra. And then play Eldritch Evolution afterwards if I have to. Yeah, perfect. Chord for Messenger wins. Hapatra wipes out their board. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get Force negation there. Now that I know that they're just not doing anything, we just get the Geralf's Messenger. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. Tay Boogeyman. Yeah, easy peasy. Save targets. Always yield. Okay. So we can go, this targets that. Sack the Young Wolf. We also get infinite creatures off the Hapatra. They conceded. All right. Got him. Got him. Who needs grist? Grist? Who needs grist? Sorry, getting more water. Oh, their whole hand was unplayable. Go figure. Yeah, it is Barbecue Hoss. Yeah, I thought it was going to be tomorrow or maybe even Friday, but it tends to go exactly the way... Well, no. All the cards are legal, Luke. They're just hard to get. Yeah, the reprinted cards are easily available. So if you want to play with Vindicate... No, you can get every version, I think. I think every version is available through treasure chests. I would assume. But there are only a finite supply of treasure chests in the world. At any one moment, right? Like, so at the beginning of Modern Horizons 2 being put into the treasure chests after the patch today, there were X chests available. And so only so many people are going to open them, and only whatever percentage of those chests are going to have the newer cards in it. So That is how people are able to get the new cards right now, but it's a total crapshoot. So the prices are insanely artificially inflated. And whether or not you can get them, I mean, even people who have really great connections. Yeah. WotC watching MTGO grinders fight for clout dominance. Yeah, until maybe someday we get some kind of parallel for Arena. All right, I'm going to lead on Yawgmoth just because I don't know what I'm up against. Brian pointed out that a lot of the time this deck can just play like an aggro deck that then just sort of like aristocrats pressures your opponent out. I'm guessing we're against the same deck again. If I had to guess, I would say we're going to be against the Teamer Cascade nonsense again, and we're probably just going to kill them. Anyway, you can just play this deck as an aggressive deck that has like an aristocrats finish where you get Yawgmoth and some Blood Artists or what have you, or Geralf's Messengers, and you just kill them. Hey, look, we are against the same deck again. Hooray! Diversity. Yes, but I'm the one who said it, Mord. I'm the one who said it. Everyone's playing the new Valky. What's the new Valky? Spike went 4-1 with it, so get ready for what? Other people to go 2-3 with it? Like, oh no, Shardless Agents. Oh, they flipped it to Noble Hierarch! Wow! It's the same thing the last person was doing. Stop playing bad cards in your decks. Stop it! Okay. We might be able to kill them before they get here. We'll see. This is not what you faced? What did you face? Ah, the Shriekhorn quote. The one time. People don't understand how this is supposed to work. Yeah, I mean, I guess people just like gambling. Which, you know, I could have told you that, but... Alright. My opponent is only mostly dead. You didn't play anything last turn. What are you going to play this turn? Yeah, people keep playing these decks with, like, acceleration, though, and I think that's just wrong. Like, it's just wrong. So what are you going to do? Ice me? Oh, that's a great draw. Thank you. I wonder if this one's playing Cryptic Command or some nonsense. It might be. Oh, yeah. Crushed it. All right. So here come the Rhinos. They're at 4, so in theory it's easy for me to close this out, but I have to start attacking at some point. What did they just go ahead and not play? I don't know. Well, I'm not paid enough to care. Oh, I mean, Cave Dan did float the idea to me of playing the Underworld Cookbook, and this is like a controlling version. Weird. Cave Dan did float the idea to me of playing Underworld Cookbook in an Urza deck so that we could discard Echo of Eons, which was an interesting idea, to say the least. Flips Ancestral Visions. Okay, so this player does seem to have more hits, although they're playing Lightning Bolt, so they've got some misses as well. Attacks with 5/5 Rhino. I'll just take the 5. I'm all right. Oh no, I'm playing the aggro deck and I got stonewalled. Yay, it's my favorite thing in Magic. It's not. I'm sorry, what now? Huh. I guess that's a good Cascade hit. All right, all right. I respect this opponent. This opponent's do some cool stuff. Yes, all 4 young wolves. I feel that if they had a counter, they would have used it. So maybe they're just not playing much counter. Holy crap! What is this deck? This is wild. I like their build. I mean, if you're gonna play hits that aren't like the big cheese, there's 2 Khalni Gardens in this deck. Brutal. If you're gonna play hits that aren't like Ancestral Visions and Crashing Footfalls, I like Tarmogoyf and Icefang Kodal a hell of a lot more than anything else. Yeah, clearly I need to get 4x Void Mirror from an X sideboard, or just play Karn, so I can wish for it. You know, if you were playing Violent Outburst to your opponent, you'd be able to attack for an awful lot. Suspends Ancestral Visions. Lavinia. Yeah, Lavinia seems pretty good in the... Alright, so they're a Lightning Bolt deck, so I do have to block here. Let's pump both my Young Wolves, I guess. Unless they decide to dump everything on the... I'm assuming they're going to have the 1 counter if I eventually draw anything relevant. But let's find out. Come on, deck. Bang. Alright, that's relevant. Too little, too late. Bang. Yay! Yeah, run the Lavinia main deck for this week. Just do it for the week, Mord. It's fine. You'll probably wreck people. Well, that was a wonderful way to lose. Okay, so... Again, I just don't realistically have any sideboard cards here. I guess I have Veil of Summers for the counter magic. I don't love them for the counter magic. Blue-white taxes. Yeah, the blue-white taxes, the potential blue-white taxes deck seems really good. So let's cut that. And this. Yeah. Oop. Not that. This. All right. But I've played against like all teamer combo decks tonight. No, there was the Dryad lands deck. So good. But it's been a lot of teamer nonsense. Blue red with green for acceleration. All right. So I don't have anything like, because I have a tap land. I'm gonna play the Young Wolf on 1. Play Birds on 2 plus Khalni Garden. We'll see where we end up after that. It's not a perfect hand, but it ain't not bad. That will work nicely for the next turn. Not for this turn, but for the next turn. Man, when I watched myself on the Mana Traders coverage, it's the same experience I had with watching myself play in paper before when I've seen coverage. I play way faster than I think I do. Like, I play at a rate that I was like, holy crap, that's like breakneck. You have a sick Teamer Cascade deck you can't wait to play. That sounds awesome. I'm excited for you, Freak. I'm gonna let you do the Cascade deck nonsense. I'm not particularly interested. Although I do have a new build of something that is like either Oops All Gear Hulks or Oops All Gear Hulks adjacent that I think you might be interested in. Warp World? Oh, yeah. Are you going to go for Combustible Gear Hulks? Because you're focused and don't have to enter in the chat? I usually do both. I'd like to think that I do. Well, that's a pain in the ass. What am I supposed to do here? Well, what I was supposed to do was probably play Geralf's Messenger instead of the Yawgmoth this turn, because I should have realized that this was going to be their play. Terror of the Peaks, that's awesome. But yes, it's another Footfalls list. This is we just finished game 1. This is game 2. But this is the second Footfalls list of this league. It's only been 2 in this league. It's not crazy. That's not insane. So I can't sack Yawgmoth. I'm just wondering if I want to draw a bunch of cards here. I think that I do. So we go target the plant, sack the wolf. Undying trigger resolves. Oh, it's no problem. Then we go target the wolf, sack the plant. Oh, I lost the... Yeah, I lost it. Okay, that's not how I'm supposed to do that. Shoot. I think I was supposed to just not target the second one. Alright, that's fine. So they can't play Archmage's Charm here, which is kind of great. I'm going to play Strangleroot Geist. I should have done it with the birds in case they kill it in combat. Oh, whatever. I still have a Blood Artist to play if they kill my birds during combat, so I'm not super worried about it. Wonder if they have Mana Leak. That's fine. Doesn't have Death Touch. Both my creatures have Undying. Quality speed bump, though. Makes sense. Yeah, you're going to see this deck a lot just because it's basically the first thing that anyone streamed of this format, and most of the cards are readily available because there's a lot of reprints, right? So Shardless Agent has been legal for a long, long time. That's an easy card to get a hold of. And Fire and Ice, same deal. If the people are playing Fire and Ice. And then a lot of people just have Brazen Borrowers. They have Lightning Bolt. Jeez. All right, then. Well, I have the 2 Undying creatures, so if they tap out for some Cascade spell, they're toast. They did not. That's fine. We just do the Aristocrats thing. The Aristocrats thing. And we are make play Blood Artist. And we are make attack. Any updates to 4-color Velomachus from Modern Horizons 2? So it's possible we could play Hard Evidence, the crab clue generator. The problem is, where does that go? Like, it probably goes into the growth spiral slot. It's a lot more defensive, so I like that. But by and large, I haven't seen anything that's going to go into 4-color Velomachus. Although I will say, I don't think there's anything in that set that's going to come into Modern that's going to just straight up cause that deck to be unplayable. At least I don't think so. So we'll see. Now, there may be a bunch of meta adjustments that make the deck harder to play. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of people saying, like, oh, Solitude, the Swords to Plowshare creature they can pitch for, like, that's going to beat you. And it's like, well, we already beat Path to Exile all the time, because we have Teferi Time Raveler. And that hasn't changed. So I find myself less than worried. Second idea? I'm willing to listen to ideas all night. Just let me get through this turn. Opponent chooses not to block. Strange. Okay, so they have Archmage's Charm here. Which is... I'm going to make them use it, because why wouldn't I? Ragavan, Emery, Urza, Whir, Echo, and then a bunch of artifacts, which are sort of unique. So I really don't like Ragavan in this list, especially with no removal, especially as a 4-of. So Voidmere will stop Velomachus's cast triggers, but there's 2 mitigating factors. 1, you're already playing Teferi, and 2, you're already playing Prismari Command. And then finally, you can just keep hitting him with a dragon. 5/5 Flying Vigilance Haste is not bad. It doesn't stop you from getting it into play. And it doesn't stop you from going off with the Ren and 6 taking turns combo. So as has been the case with I don't know, enough other things that have happened over the course of Magic's history, technically, yeah, that stops it. Just like your opponent having Teferi Time Raveler will stop Velomachus from casting cards. Yeah, you can also kill it with Indomitable. That's true, if you have an extra mana. So it's technically it would stop Velomachus, but the deck is already good at beating artifacts. So I'm not worried about it. I may or may not be planning to play Velomachus in the challenge on Saturday. Not committing to it quite yet, but this is the first you're hearing of it. Hey, opponent, I killed you. Like, a lot. You were, like, incredibly dead. I was also just going to attack with my Yawgmoth and my Geralf's Messenger, my Yawgmoth, which if you block them, you die, and if you don't block them, you die. So I really not so sold on your plan there. I don't think there are any new cards to run in it. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to disappoint anyone, but like, there's just nothing in the set that really works for the deck. It's pretty tight. So as I was saying going in, like, again, Hard Evidence is maybe playable. Shrug. But I don't know. I don't think so. Nothing has wowed me for the Velomachus deck. Maybe I will run through the spoiler at some point, and like, Fury is playable for sure, but I don't. Yeah, I'm not convinced that anything in this set is playable for that deck, which is fine. It doesn't need to be any better than it is. It's already fantastic. So the biggest question is just like, what else is going to be in the format? And so far, I don't know that I've seen any decks that I'm actually worried about. This hand is really good. All right. So remember, they're playing Brazen Borer, Zach, so don't play your Yawgmoth before the turn where you want it, but then they're also playing counter magic, so if you have an opening, you should jam it, so enjoy your rock and hard place. Me. Yeah, exactly. It's worse than Grafdigger's Cage, and Grafdigger's Cage was already not good. It's literally half as efficient. It's twice the mana. 100% more expensive. I like the Goist in that list. That makes it a lot more aggressive. So next turn I can play Strangleroot into Chord for not much. Alright. So if they're lucky here, we're going to be in trouble. Tarmogoyf. Okay, it's not too bad. It's bad, but it's not too bad. The Hierarch made it big enough it got to go through, though.
Hey, what's going on this side?
But now if they want to attack with more creatures... The Infectorata? It's fine. I don't think Infect needed to be worse. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't think Infect needed to be worse. And it's not much worse. Remember that most of their creature were already human. Yes, I know. I'm very well aware, Mord. Yeah, Engineer already stomped all over that deck. It did not need to be any better, and I don't think it makes that deck much worse. The number of decks that exist that are playing Plague Engineer is not that high, and the number of people playing Infect is not that high, so... The green was Elf, and Inkmoth was Inkmoth. You could only get 1/3. Oh, you're right. What was I thinking of? Oh, you could kill... I'll just take the 5 this turn. You could kill... Hopefully I don't have Bolt. You could kill Noble and Blighted Agent with Human. That's what I was thinking of. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. Yeah. Why are you playing your 3-mana card in your deck that could be playing Lurrus? What's wrong with you? Everyone got up Humans with Recruiter, Prelate, and Shardless. Looks good so far. Yeah, that seems kind of interesting. So I need to play the Peatland if I want to play Geralf's Messenger. Or I could play Arbor plus Bird. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 means Chord for 3. Chord for 3. It's me Blood Artist. Strangleroot blocks Shardless. I gain 2 after combat. Yeah, not the best spot. I don't know if they have anything to cast right now. Maybe just go Messenger and try to Chord for Yawgmoth next turn. If they have any counter magic they can play here, like we're pretty screwed anyway. So good. They have Fire Ice, we're screwed, so. They didn't have anything. That's what I thought. I think they're missing blue for the Archmage's Charm. That sucks. This time I'll trade off because I'm... Uh-oh. This is not good. And Fire Ice? Or Ice, specifically? They could play Fire on Strangleroot plus Birds. I wouldn't, but... Oh my god. Rude. Yeah, alright. Well, we weren't beating that. There was no way I could play that. No, they played the Cryptic in game 1. They played the Cryptic in game 1. It was fine. Yeah. So this seemed like a slightly better build than the last person we saw who had Arbor Elves and Utopia Sprawls. This one, I think it only had Noble Hierarchs and Lightning Bolts. And Lightning Bolt's a pretty good cascade a lot of the time. Like, I don't know why the other deck wanted so much mana. I guess they wanted to do turn 2 Bloodbraid Elf, but I really don't think that's what that deck should be about. Man, should I keep this? This hand does not have a plan. This is better. Much better. Wow, that's better. I don't know if anyone noticed. I kind of like this hand. Kind of all about this hand. No way they have TBR in the Shardless deck. I would assume not, but the fact that they didn't Cryptic before combat was just such a tease, right? Like I just don't know why people often choose to do that way. Go to combat, declare attackers, wait before I pass to blocks. I will Cryptic tap your team. It's like what? What was I gonna do in your main phase that I wouldn't do it? Okay, whatever. Now you've denied yourself the ability to play a haste creature. If I had a wait, like what? I don't. Whatever. It's all good. Opponent mulls to 4. I guess we probably found the Thran player who's trying to snipe up all these delicious jank decks. If I were interested in farming tickets, I'd probably be playing blue-red prowess right now, and I think I would be slaughtering these poor bastards on the Cascade nonsense. I think Sprite Dragon Storming Entity would just stomp that deck. And both versions I've seen so far are playing Mana Dorks, though they probably shouldn't be. Living End, though, probably eats that deck alive. And Living End can be playing Shardless Agent. I think it's probably the better Shardless Agent deck right out of the gate. Just put some Shardless Agents in your Living End deck. then you don't have to play white anymore? Is that correct? You could just play Teamer? Yeah. I did last guide, yeah. It's come up a couple times. Roy, are you here? Oh, is it Bogles? Can you make a command ! infect? And the text of which says, I'm aware the infect creatures and Yawgmoth now have the creature type Phyrexian, and I hold that it is not a big deal for any part of the modern format. Unless you disagree with that statement. Devoted Druid. So, Dryad Arbor, Evolution, the Messenger into Yawgmoth. Which means I could sack both of them, or those two to kill the Devoted Druid. I don't have to do it immediately, though. Like, I can just get the Yawgmoth and then just sit on it. Chord of Calling, creature combo. Roy, that's not at all what I said, but alright. Because that is not accurate. People have been doing well in challenges with it. But that is going to get me more social media hits, so I don't know. You're my publicist. You tell me what to do. Now we wait for the strange feedback on me telling Roy that he's my publicist. What do I actually want it to say? I would like it to say that I am aware of the change, and I don't think that it largely changes too much about the modern landscape. Whatever is the best possible phrasing that you, my more intelligent friend about writing and such, think I should use for such a statement. Trigger. Let's just get it dead. Oh, I should have done the loop again. That's fine, whatever. I drew more than enough cards there. Thanks, Roy. Perfect. Thank you. I mean, that was verbatim what I said. Is that would you? Oh yeah, so Oblicerus, all of the creatures that have infect, as far as is my understanding, have been updated with the creature type Phyrexian, as it was added to Magic the Gathering with the release of Modern Horizons 2. What that means is Plague Engineer, which was already a reasonable sideboard card against Infect, is now a devastatingly good sideboard card, which means they don't get to play Magic anymore. However, one, Plague Engineer was already a very good sideboard card against Infect. Two, a lot of the decks that played Plague Engineer were already good against Infect. And three, not a lot of people are playing Infect, especially in a competitive setting. And not a lot of people are playing Plague Engineer because of Luris. So, like, there's just a lot of factors here which say to me that this is not a big deal. So we're going to let them do stuff? What stuff are you going to do? I'm just going to kill you. Target this, like this. Healed. You're fine. Well, again, you shouldn't think that Infect is not going to be a deck. They're still going to show up and they're still going to turn 2 kill you. Which, again, is faster than Plague Engineer can come down. So, you know, don't get complacent and just assume that because of this, like, it's just like people saying, oh, Thing X came out. Well, now Tron's dead. We can all have a Tron-free party. And it's like, nope. That's just not the way. That's not the way threats and answers work, in any format. But the thing about the decks that are creating threats generally is they're designed to do that. Whereas answers, like, you have to draw the answer and you have to have it line up. Nah, Infect is dead. You said it, so I'm gonna run with that. All right, all right. I like the card Become Immense. I just think it's neat. Thought Monitor feels super busted if there's a reasonable shell for it. Yeah, I have a blue-white Urza mid-range shell with Esper Sentinel and Thought Monitor that I'm pretty excited about with Urian and Aether Vials and a whole bunch of nonsense. I was probably gonna play Ephemerate. Azorius Steel. Yeah, it's bigger than this, but this does look like something I want to try out. In fact, I might play this list. I really don't like Chief Engineer is pretty garbage in my opinion, especially in this deck. That's almost definitely a waste of space. And I think Ethereum Sculptor is a waste of space, but Affinity 2 is pretty good. This deck is playing Tempered Steel. You really don't want to play Chief Engineer in a deck with Tempered Steel. I think that's a huge waste. And I would play the full boat of Steel Overseers in here. This deck isn't running any of the Necrocyst. Well, there's not a good enough density. Oh, good night, Alex. Do you have a list for Urza Urian? I can show you this sketch I have, Horny Vegan. It's not it's not something you can play. Sorry, let me finish sideboarding for this. What the hell was I playing against? I'm playing against Druid. So I need that. I want this probably, and this, and these. 5. Don't need this, don't need this, don't need this, don't need that. This is excellent. That's probably fine. Let's get this out of here. Okay. I'm showing. Don't worry. Okay. Oh, Goblin Bidding is also something I really want to play. Blue, white. Urza mid-range. Right. This is what I started with, so it's only 64 cards and it's overcarded. But I think I really want to play Stoneforge Mystic so we can play. I'm playing Cauldron Complete in this as sort of the meme, but I think Nettle Cyst is a good card for this deck. I'm not convinced I want to play Thought Profoundries, but if I do, I probably want to play one Sword of the Meek for the Oops I Win button. And then I think Aethersworn Canonist is a great card to be playing right now because this is insane against the Cascade decks. Esper Sentinel is just generally nice. One Hope of Girapur. There's only one of these because there's some number of Urza Saga that will probably be in the final deck list. Master of Ethereum, Urza, Vault Scourge, Mariner. I think Mariner is just insanely good. So this doesn't synergize with the rest of the deck, but it's just so good right now that I think it's something I would want to play in this deck. But again, like Mariner, Stoneforge Mystic is kind of like an honorary artifact, and then I think I want to play 4 Ephemerates in this deck. So maybe Mariner gets cut. I'm not sure. Obviously that I need to futz around with a lot of the numbers here, but that was just sort of the way that I had it set up. You misunderstood Urza Saga several times. Don't worry, I'm a judge and I did too. The fact that it keeps the first chapter ability through chapter 2 and 3. Aethersworn doesn't work against Shardless Agent, though. No, it doesn't. But it works against all the other Cascade stuff. Also, they may want to play other cards on that turn as well. So it's not a bad card there. It's just not as, like, it doesn't shut that down. You're correct. But it is good against the Cascade decks in general, because most of them aren't going to play 4 Cascade spells, right? They're going to play more things that Cascade. Like, if they're playing As Foretold, the turn they play As Foretold, they're not going to be able to play a free spell. Quality. Okay, we're definitely leading on birds here. Get some bop rockin' beats. And then turn 2, Wolf Strangleroot, turn 3, Yawgmoth, and we can kind of shut them down right away. Seems pretty good. They can obviously go off faster than this, but good luck, Godspeed, combo deck. Creature combo. That's where we're at. Yeah, Urza Saga is a very strange card. Also, the way sagas are is not usually well understood by most players, which I blame on the incredibly unintuitive way the mechanic works and the wording of the reminder text, which is so bad it might as well not exist in my opinion. The reminder text, like, I'm not an editor. I'm not like the greatest word person. I don't have all the words and I don't have the best words, but it just makes me want to throw up in my mouth a little bit every time I see it. After this enters and before you draw, or sorry, and after you draw, when this enters and after you draw, what is the land legendary? It is not. It is an Urza's though. It is in fact an Urza's. It has the land type Urza's, and it has the enchantment type Saga. So its typing is Urza's and Saga, which I think is delightful. Its name is Urza's Saga. Well, Tortured Sword, it's actually, in terms of what I heard from listening to Marco Rosewater's podcast and reading their design articles, and it does make a lot of sense. They wanted you to draw your card for a turn first before you made the decision on the chapter, because some of them are designed in such a way that what card you're going to draw that turn is going to have a big impact on what you might choose to do with your saga. Which makes sense. It's just not how a lot of other stuff works. There's also a couple of them that add mana to your mana pool, which does not work so well if you do that during your upkeep. I mean, tell that to Braid of Fire, but... Braid of Fire may look like a Cuckoo Bananas crazy card to a lot of the younger players out there, a lot of the Zoomers. But yeah, Braid of Fire was made in an era of mana burn. It was even wilder when they made it. I personally would like mana burn back, just because there were cards that were designed with it in mind, but they just don't design cards like that anymore, and most of the ones they do, it just doesn't matter. Why not just at the beginning of your first main phase? Is there a difference? Well, so technically, the first thing that happens after you draw is the rest of the draw step. And that's, yeah. And the reason they didn't write at the beginning of your first main phase is because there wasn't any room, because the reminder text on the saga is like this big. But it's one of those things where it's like the reminder text is so misleading that I feel like it would be would have been better left off. So they get the Druid. I don't believe they can combo with this turn, and I can wipe out their creatures. No, I can draw as many cards as I want. Huh. If they give their Devoted Druid protection from black in response to me playing Yawgmoth, I won't be able to kill it. Yes, I will. No, I will. Okay. I certainly will. I very much easily will. All right. Used to have a Citadel of Pain deck. Citadel of Pain. Oh, yeah. They got the Devoted Druid, but I wonder if they play the... Was it Acolyte? Because if they did, I wouldn't be able to... I wouldn't be able to kill their Devoted Druid with the minus counters off Yawgmoth. Okay. It kind of looks like my opponent's screwed here. If they have Path to Exile in hand, they can certainly slow me down a bit, which is why I guess I'm going to attack first. Yeah. Yeah, attacking first actually saves me a sacrifice if they block and then give protection. Ah, yes. Citadel of Pain. That's sweet. So I'm just gonna hardcast this Yawgmoth instead of EEing for it because this means that I can use this next turn to get a second Yawgmoth if I have to, or um, we just kill the giver now and then kill the bird in their upkeep. I think that's fine. Yeah, Citadel of Pain was the you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Although if you put in multiple Citadel of Pains, they'll just tap down and mana burn. They do have a path to exile. Okay, so in response, shoot the bird, shoot the giver once. Young Wolf comes back. Target the Young Wolf, sack the bird. Now they give the bird protection, which means I can't kill it unless I sack the Young Wolf now. So do I care about them having 3 mana? They missed their land drop, right? They already had their turn 3. But I can't see how them having an extra 1 mana is going to be a big deal for me. So I think I let that go. Because this means I get to draw an extra card here, which is pretty relevant. Okay, so this is that one, sure. Then we get this one. Okay. Oh, we could just kill in the... No, because I'm losing the Yawgmoth. Alright. Should be okay, though. I get my guys back. Gee, I sure hope I don't have another Yawgmoth next turn. That'd be uncomfortable for you, opponent. I don't think they can combo off here. If they had a druid in their graveyard, they might be able to, but they can't. Sorry, someone messaged me something, but I can't find it. Weird. Anyway. So, I don't know. Let's just win, I guess. Seems good. So, play Wall of Roots, play Young Wolf, play Evolution. Although without a messenger, all I can do is wipe out their creatures, but that's probably more than good enough. If they have another path, I have a Chord for next turn. All right. You. Yeah? Yeah. Evolution. Yawgmoth the Second. So, go combat. Try to maximize my damage here. Which I probably should have just attacked before I played the Yawgmoth, but whatever. So let's go Shrink the Geist. Crap, they have another one? Gosh. Oh, they didn't. Okay. Well. Oh, well, I have another one too. Wait, what? Okay. I am suspicious Aloysius. I don't like it, but I'll take it. All right, just wipe them out. I don't know what just happened there, but I'm concerned. Were they just messing with me? I got the path. Oh, I don't have the path. I never had the path. I was just like screwing with you. Oh, I also had a Grixis Delver deck that I was messing around with a list for. I have no idea how I actually want that to look, but at the moment it's a Lurrus deck with Delver of Secrets and the new red Delver. I don't know if that's actually good as constructed. It could be. All right, opponent, I'm at 3. Bolt me now. Sunlance to the face. It doesn't work. I don't know, kill ya. Turn folks sideways. Oh, they could path the 3/2 Strangleroot here to stay alive? It's a big game. So you've died. See. Interesting choice. So, it's treason then. Alright. So, nice little 3-2 league on the first time out with this deck. I ran into that Teamer Cascade deck twice. Lost once, beat it the second time. What I have to say about Yawgmoth combo, I finally played this. There's obviously some new cards coming for Yawgmoth combo. I would say check out Tom Ross. Check out probably there's some other streamer who's much more excited to play. The deck needs Spore Frog. It definitely does not. I think Grist will be a neat add for this deck, but probably only as a one of. And off the top of my head, I don't know what else they might be getting, but it's solid. It's kind of neat. It's not my kind of deck, but it's certainly quite competitive in the hands of someone who's practiced with it. I know Rankle is a new-ish addition for them. It seemed fine. Not particularly good in any of the matchups we had it in, but it wasn't bad. Just another one of those things. The sideboard seems ill-equipped for the Teamwork Cascade matchup, but obviously we don't even know if that deck's actually going to be any good, so I wouldn't worry about it. So yeah, we're going to switch over to some more out-of-date deck lists. We're going to play a little bit of 5-color Niv to Light here live on the Mana Symbol channel. But for everyone in the future there on YouTube, make